Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist Barbecue. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today I'm going to show you how I cook a brisket on my over and under smoker. 2 important things to know about this brisket cook. Number one, I'm cooking at the temperature I always do, 275. Second important thing to know is I'm doing something I never do, which is wrapping my brisket in butcher paper. I always use aluminum foil. Today I'm going to give butcher paper a shot, and I'm going to see how it affects the cook time, and then flavor and tenderness ultimately in the end. Alright, it's time to trim up our brisket, and today we got a big one, an 18-pound prime brisket that I picked up at Costco for $2.99 a pound. And in fact, it's so big I couldn't fit it on my regular cutting board, so I have to stick two together in order to trim it up. So we'll do that, season it, and then we'll throw it on the smoker. Okay, it's time to season it. So we're going to use some kosher salt and some of Amazing Ribs Big Bad Beef Rub. I'll put a link in the description. So I've let the salt sit here for about 10 minutes, and so it's drawing out some moisture from the meat. So I'm ready to sprinkle the rub on. Now, I can use as much rub or as little rub as I want because I've salted it separately. So I won't oversalt the meat. So I'm going to put the rub on here, and after that, it's ready to put on the smoker. All right, that, we're ready to go. All right, I got these charcoals lit here, and I'm going to throw on a few pieces of wood. And today I'm actually using 3 different kinds of wood. So I'm using hickory and pecan because I think they have really good flavor. And I don't have quite enough pecan to do the whole cook, so I'm going to use a little bit of hickory. And I'm also using cherry, not so much for flavor, but because it provides a really good, nice red, deep red color to the meat. And so those are the 3 woods I'm using. I'm going to start off with some hickory. So it's time to try our maiden voyage cooking a brisket on this over and under smoker. And I am actually going to cook this one fat side down. Okay, nice and seasoned up. The cooker's right about 300 degrees right now. So I want to make sure that I don't burn the meat side. So if the fat side takes a little bit of extra heat, no big deal, no harm, no foul. You don't have to worry about it too much. But if the meat side gets burnt, then you got a ruined piece of brisket. So we're going to roll with it like this. We're probably going to leave it untouched in here, unopened for the better part of 3 hours. So after that, we'll open it up, start spritzing it with some vinegar and water mixture. But until then, we're going to let this thing cook. Okay, so it's been about 3 hours, so I'm going to spritz these things in here. So we have our brisket that we put on earlier. We're going to have some people over tonight. So we've got 2 pork butts in there. We're going to put some ribs in there in a little while. There's a lot of capacity in this little cooker. So just half apple cider vinegar, half water. Just gonna spray it so nothing burns. Just I'm gonna spray until I'm tired of spraying, basically. All right. Looks good enough. All right, so we got our brisket in here. I also got some pork butts and some ribs up there that we're going to be cooking for everybody, so they get a little taste of everything really that I usually cook. So, time to wrap this brisket now. And so today I'm going to be using butcher paper. So I was able to find white butcher paper. I couldn't find the special magical pink butcher paper that Aaron Franklin uses, but it's butcher paper nonetheless. From what I was able to look up online, as long as it's not waxed, butcher paper is butcher paper. So I'll be using that. We're going to wrap it up and we'll show you that in a second. Throw this on here. We'll go. Okay, time to wrap this guy up. This is kind of different for me, so give it the best try I can. Maybe fold in the side and then roll it. Finish wrapping it. The loose piece I put on the bottom so it doesn't flop around. And so it's back on the cooker, ready to go. All right, so our brisket is done here. So we're gonna unwrap it, cut off a piece, and see how it's turned out. If I can unwrap this guy. All right, it's pretty hot, so I decided to glove up here before I slice this guy. So here we got our fat side on the top right there, and the meat side just underneath. So what I'm gonna do is cut off a couple slices and see what we've got. Now, while I'm doing that, I will say that the cook time on this was definitely longer than it takes to cook in foil, which is what I expected. Probably added another hour or two to the total cook time, which isn't that bad, but we're gonna see if it makes a difference in terms of the quality of the final product, which is ultimately what it's all about for me. So, got a chunk here. See a nice smoke ring right there? Let's see how it tastes. See about the tenderness. Wow. It's actually I think a better taste than I usually get with the foil. With the foil, you lose some of the smoky character on the outside of the brisket. It takes a more braised meat quality, but this doesn't get that. I guess maybe because the paper lets it breathe more, and so it kind of retains some of those flavors instead of kind of basting it all. But another bite. Man, that's really good. Thank you for watching Mad Scientist Barbecue. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Also, you can comment and subscribe below. And also follow me on Instagram, and the link is down below. See you next time.
Look who decided to show
Jeff
up.
Boyardee.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
I got you a present.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Jeff, you shouldn't have.
American grown.
I may re-gift them to Erica.
No dang good. This is no exception.
Oh, it makes it look so nice.
Yeah.